The Book of Scrolls, formerly called the Book of Books or the Lesser Book of the Sons of Fire, this being the third book of the Bronze Book, compiled from remaining portions of a much damaged part of the Bronze Book and rewritten in our tongue and retold to our understanding, according to present usage. Chapter 1. The Sacred Registers, Part 1. Herein are recorded sacred things which should never be written, but the memory of man is like a storehouse made of straw, or like a storepit dug in sand. Even less enduring is his body, for it is a frail thing of fleeting substance which passes away like the dew in the morning. And what of the mortal chain which links the generations in knowledge? Behold, it is a thing prone to distortion, a transmuter of tradition and truth. Therefore, when the command went forth from the Great One illuminated with wisdom, and came to your servant, he saw fit to quell the doubts engendered by fear and undertook to do the thing which had not been done before, placing his trust fully in the protecting wings which are spread by the words issuing from the royal residence. These are the words spoken by the great interpreter, who, through the powers inherited by him from above and by the powers now in his keeping, all freely bestowed upon him by the grateful hearts of his people below, will lead us into the fields of everlasting glory, O Exalted One, intermediate between gods and men. What we now do for you, do you for us. Let your deeds and your words become our words. Thus it ever was, and thus it will ever be, while mortal beings make pilgrimage through this valley of tears. Speak thus in your hour. The High-born One has not blasphemed the divine powers, nor has he paid undue homage to earthly desires. He has not been loud-mouthed in the sacred places, nor laughed when he should have been grave. His tongue is pure, for when fed with the words of men he absorbs truth and excretes falsehood. His mouth has never spewed forth words of malice or envy, words of oppression or injustice never passed his lips. Look now at the great dark water mirror and see what is reflected there from the mist swirling along the corridor of time. Seeing your place, make ready, so that when the summons comes from the Dark One you are not caught unprepared. These are the words to be spoken to those who peer from beyond the dark portal. His arm was ever ready to help those who did good for others. And he lent his power to those who ordered what was good. He stood for those who could no longer stand and commanded for those who could no longer command. He carried the weary and succored the helpless. He never oppressed the weak, nor did he permit injustices to go unpunished and unrectified. He stood by the side of the great potter, and because of his plea the clay was shaped to a more pleasing form. He erased disfiguring faults and smoothed the roughness. He added stiffness to the mixture. He has done no evil, his words have always been true. He stands unashamed and fearless before the twin shrines. Even as it was in the land of the great river, so let it be here. Let him not be cut off by distance, let not his power be cut off, for he stands between the worlds. Let it flow out like living waters unto the living and be as shining rays to the radiant ones. For here we see the power darkly, while beyond the horizon it shines brightly. He is everlastingly faithful in heart, for he has admitted no other who would defile him. He has remained loyal to the sacred words and has diligently perused the great writings. He has navigated the shallows of the winding waters. Now he draws near, he has left his kingdom of trial, he has overcome the challenges of life, he has done all things written on the tablets of truth, and he has sojourned in the chamber of profound silence. He has done all things which are proper, and been reassured that he has followed the right path. He does not fear judgment. Let him reunite with the Supreme One who sent him forth, so that he will not be separated from the waters of life. Let the holy heat enwrap him when he passes through the place of coldness. Let his nostrils inhale the breath of nourishment, that he may live and that we may partake of his existence. Do not repudiate him, but make him welcome. Do you not recognize the one you endowed with power? Has he become too radiant? Is his form too glorious? Read what is written in the books of his heart. You set him in darkness and he saw. You set him in silence and he heard. You set him in emptiness and he felt. You established him in nothingness and he gathered substance. Therefore, he returns with manifold powers. He is well fitted to be presented to those who stand before the Supreme One. When the bright sun shines with splendor in the day skies above, the gentle morning star hides her face in modesty and becomes unseen. All the great company of the radiant night lights withdraw before the majesty of the greater light. Yet when darkness eats the shining disk, we know again the comforting presence of the eternal stars, so let it be with your servant. The dark ones who dwell in their compatible gloom cannot claim him as one of their own. He cannot be numbered among their dreadful company. His heart is pure, his deeds were good, no creature spawned in murkiness has gained control of his thoughts. His desires have not been generated by denizens of the darkness. He who was afflicted here is not afflicted forever. He is made whole, he is freed from pain, his sickness has departed. He rejoices in the light, therefore let him be drawn towards the greater light, where you are. Let him not see the place of darkness, let him not behold the hideous ones fashioned by wickedness, the dwellers in the dark recesses, who shrink before the light, or the twisted ones molded by lewd desires. He brings with him a lamp lit from the flame of truth. He bears the rod of righteousness which rewards those who have overcome tribulations. O let him pass to the right side of the dividing flame. He has left us, he is coming to you, he approaches, he throws off the earthly wrappings, he stands free, he stands glorious. Does he not glow with splendor? Behold him, your worthy companion in brightness. Is he not wholly compatible with those of your company? See, he is a shining one, a hero of the horizon. Is he not one? When the bright sun shines with splendor in the day skies above, the gentle morning star hides her face in modesty and becomes unseen. All the great company of the radiant night lights withdraw before the majesty of the greater light. Yet when darkness eats the shining disk, we know again the comforting presence of the eternal stars, so let it be with your servant. The dark ones who dwell in their compatible gloom cannot claim him as one of their own. He cannot be numbered among their dreadful company. His heart is pure, his deeds were good, no creature spawned in murkiness has gained control of his thoughts. His desires have not been generated by denizens of the darkness. He who was afflicted here is not afflicted forever. He is made whole, he is freed from pain, his sickness has departed. He rejoices in the light, therefore let him be drawn towards the greater light, where you are. Let him not see the place of darkness, let him not behold the hideous ones fashioned by wickedness, the dwellers in the dark recesses, who shrink before the light, or the twisted ones molded by lewd desires. He brings with him a lamp lit from the flame of truth. He bears the rod of righteousness which rewards those who have overcome tribulations. O let him pass to the right side of the dividing flame. He has left us, he is coming to you, he approaches, he throws off the earthly wrappings, he stands free, he stands glorious. Does he not glow with splendor? Behold him, your worthy companion in brightness. Is he not wholly compatible with those of your company? See, he is a shining one, a hero of the horizon. Is he not one destined to abide everlastingly? Take him, lead him to the realm of glory, show him his place in the spheres of splendor. The eyes that were deceived on earth now see clearly, oh what splendors are revealed. The music unheard by earthly ears now sounds sweet, melodious music. Oh what joyous rapture it brings. The nostrils inhale perfumes too delicate for the earthly nose, oh how the heart sings. All drabness, all dullness and all sordidness, which are of the earth, are left behind. Turn him from the place where these can regather about him. The unmoving, empty body remains here before our eyes. It is nothing, it sees not, it hears not, it speaks not, it smells not, its breath is stilled, it begins to fall apart. There is no life and the overseer has departed. Nothing remains here with us but this unresponsive thing. The greatness, the feeling, the sensitivity have departed from the body and are now beyond our ken. These are with the real surviving being. O receive him into the life of splendor. We, who are here, stand blinded behind the veil of flesh. We cannot see beyond ourselves. We hope, we believe, and we trust. Thus it has ever been with men, for they pass their lives behind a wall of limitations. There is a barrier shutting them in. They are imprisoned within a mortal body. O grant us fulfillment, grant us that which is the ultimate desire and aspiration of men. We speak for this man. He is one who came with us from afar. He is one who has traveled a long weary road. No taint of meanness stained the purity of his spirit, no corruption of deceit discolored the garments of his soul self. He has gone over shining in radiant splendor, so even the doomed in their darkness can hope when they sight his distant glow. May it shed some small warmth into their grim coldness. O great welcomer, who greets the newcomers, help our departed one. He served well in this place of trial and tribulation. Let him not go unrewarded. He is the Son of Hope. Like us, like those who went before, he hoped as men have always hoped, for this is not a place of certainties. If it were, our heritage of glory would be badly earned. He lives because it is ordained that he live. He lives, for all men live, everlastingly. They die not, they perish not, they endure through ages. His Kohar awaits him and needs hide no awful aspect in shame. Let his face shine in greeting, welcome home the wanderer. This tombed structure is not a place of finality. The grave is not the goal of earthly life, any more than the soil is the goal of the seed. Does seed die within the ground? Is it planted intending that it be mingled with the soil and lost? O great welcomer, let your face shine with gladness when you greet the homecoming wanderer. Lead him to the Kohar which is his inheritance, that he may enter into it and enjoy its embrace. Let him find completion and fulfillment by absorption into his Kohar. Our departed one was the whole part which came forth from the whole, and he returns to the whole. Nothing is lost, nothing is gone. He lives over there, lives more fully than he ever lived. He lives in splendor, he lives in beauty, he lives in knowledge and in the waters of life. He is everlasting. O departed one risen to glory, you are now a released spirit united with your spirit whole, the companionable Kohar, the everlasting one. Arise alive in the land beyond the horizon and journey to the land of dawning. The stars, accompanying you, will sing for joy, while the heavenly signs voice hymns of praise and gladness. You are not far removed from us. It is as if we were in one room divided by a curtain, therefore we are not sorrowful. If we weep, it is because we cannot share your joys and because we no longer know your touch. O everlasting Kohar, take this man of goodness into your eternal embrace. Let your life become his life and your breath his breath. He is your own. He is the drop returning to the filled pitcher, the leaf returning to the tree. You are the repository of his incarnations. As you grew there, so he grew here. You are everlastingly whole and he lives in you. If he is not even as you in face, let him enter, hide his faults, for they are not many. For this you were fashioned, for this you came into being. You are the overbody awaiting the returning spirit, and the spirit now comes. You are that which will clothe the newly arrived spirit in heavenly flesh. You are that in which our departed one will express himself. O Kohar, hear us. Here is your vitalizing essence. Before you were incomplete, now you are whole. Draw your own, your compatible one, to you and observe the many likenesses. We send fragrances, that they may spread around you. Now take the eye which will perfect your face. It is the perfecting eye, the eye which sees things as they are. See the fluctuating wraith, is it not beautiful? Does it not come with an aura of fragrance, sweetness filling the air? It has been purged of all impurities, all about it is fragrant. Therefore, grant it your substance, that it may become solid and firm. O Kohar, long have you awaited the day of fulfillment, the day of your destiny. That day is here, it is now. Therefore, take the spirit which is your own and enfold it with your wings. Each to his own and to his own each goes. You and he are bound together with unseverable bonds, each without the other is nothing. Now bear him up, for in that place you are greater than he, for you are the generator. While he rested in the womb you were active, as he grew you grew before him. If he has done wrong, and who among men is guiltless, then in you let the wrong be adjusted. You are his hope, you are his shield, and you are his refuge. This we say to the brilliant one, the guardian of goodness. The departed one has not walked with ignorance. He has not been slothful in carrying the burden of his duty. He has not been swayed by passions of the body. He has not despoiled the house of another. He has not caused undue sorrow, nor has he maltreated a child for pleasure. He has succored the poor and weak. He has done all that is good. Therefore, let none of those who lurk in darkness seize him. His radiant light is strong. Those who would seize him are repulsed by the light and slink away. He lives forever. He has lived worthily. He has been purified by the fires of earthly life. He has been refined in the furnace of tribulation. He has overcome all earthly temptations. He has lived the life which enhances goodness. He has prepared himself for life in the light. Receive him, O brilliant one, O Kohar, absorb into yourself the life force. It was meant for you, it is yours. It is the enlivening spirit which spans the two worlds. He, the departed one, was you, and even more so were you he. Come to him as the beauteous one came to Beleusis, a great king, and gathered him in compassion and love. Come, that he may awaken to new life in your arms. This man, the departed one, who in unity with you becomes the glorious one, was born of a god and is the child of two gods, after the nature of greater men. Now you are impregnated with the living spirit of he who was prepared by trial on earth for you. Behold, in unity your twain are now, throbbing with life, and your brightness bedazzles the eyes. You are now a star of life, a living star, and to a star you shall ascend to rule its life. The departed one is now freed. He is loosed from the bonds of illusion. He is saved from the dark waters of unreality and is one with the eternal light. These things we declare, so let them be. Our thoughts mold a new reality, beyond the present real. And this becomes the reality of tomorrow. O great substantial Kohar, protect this departed one, your own, from the accusations of false-fronted beings, remembering the faithful heart ever prevailing before the balances of our forefathers from far away. Put into his mouth those words which open doors. Let the goodness in him prevail, but you, yourself, stand up and bear witness for him. He suffered from the frailties of men. He was wrathful when provoked and surly when enduring great burdens. His temper flashed quickly when his words were not accepted or his ways followed, and at times he lacked consideration. However, these are small things inseparable from the frailties of mortal men, and in all greater things he was good. Let not the false-fronted one, disguised in his brother's form, possess him. Guard him from the beings lurking in the shadows this side of the darkness. I see this, my brothers. Behold, the departed one goes to meet his own image. It is his own self reflected in his image. It is his own self that comes to greet him. It is his Kohar which embraces him. It welcomes him as though he were one ransomed from captivity. I see them blend, and he becomes a new seed in the heart of his Kohar. I hear the Kohar speak. It names itself never Kohar. It says, O man of pure thoughts, of kindly words, of quiet speech, of good deeds, come to me. I am your being, yet I am not you. As you have loved and cherished me, so I now love and cherish you. I am your reward, as I would have been your affliction. They are now united, and this is the place of the first threshold. From whence the completed beings depart, the departed one now stands in his own form and likeness. He becomes the great shipborne voyager and passes over the waters to the place of reeds, but his weaknesses do not bear him down, and he goes through. Great ones, lift him up, let him not fall into the fetid waters of decay. He is a worthy son of Luth. Then the lesser is carried by the greater, while dark ones gaze up from their misery and wait silently to see if he is borne up. The glorious one goes past in peace, for he is not compatible with their dark company. He remains unmolested, for flame confounds the hands of slime. An unloosed dark one comes up saying it will take this man, but is repulsed by brightness. It is a thing of maimed rottenness, for on earth it was clothed in lust-saturated flesh, though contained in a form of beauty. The heart of this man is not faint, see him now, is he not sure of his welcome among beings of glory? He is as the wild bull, the prince of herds, he is a great one among the everlasting spirits. He reaches the firm ground where a bright being welcomes him, and he is named the newcomer. He has landed on the shore and climbed the steps of splendor. He is in the company of shining spirits, and his earth life companions greet him, they welcome him, saying, all this beauty and splendor is yours to enjoy. They bring garments of beauty, bright clothes of radiance. He has passed through the hall of judgment. The twin truths have heard his plea, and those who bore witness have departed. He has crossed the waters and ascended the steps, now he has attained the threshold of immortality and stands in rapture. He has passed by the regions of darkness and gloom and is with glory. He comes to everlasting fee in a true form of splendor, to dwell evermore as a living spirit within his Kohar. How wonderful it is to be united and one with the Kohar! The newcomer looks back across the waters to the place of decision, then he turns and ascends the steps to the threshold of immortality. He is in his true form, yet he is a spirit within his Kohar. He speaks, but it is not the speech of men, and all understand him. His hearing is all-embracing. He sees both the powers of light and the powers of darkness, but the powers of darkness no longer affect him. The newcomer has reached his compatible abode. He has fought the battle, which is mortal life, and risen supreme to victory. He has not been vanquished by the raging ones, which are the bodily passions. At each step forward he has left a lifeless form, at each step he has fought a shadow. At each step he has won the clash of arms. The newcomer has sought out and discovered the one hidden behind the two, and the three which stand before them. He knows the secrets of the 9 which veil the others from the eyes of men. He has unraveled the skein of life's mysteries, even as those enlightened ones yet living on earth must do. There is no suffering or pain in the newcomer, he cannot feel hurt, neither can he be sorrowful. If a companion of his earth journey be numbered among the dark ones, then his heart is soothed with forgetfulness, but later he will remember, and because of his efforts the dark one will be returned to the crucible.